नहीं है हिचकिचाना, मन के स्वास्थ्य पर है ध्यान लगाना।
अब नहीं है हिचकिचाना, मन के स्वास्थ्य पर है ध्यान लगाना।
मन की सेहत भी है जरूरी, काउंसलर से फिर क्यों दूरी।
मन की सेहत भी है जरूरी, काउंसलर से फिर क्यों दूरी।
चलो अब अपना फोन उठाओ, मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाओ। चलो अब अपना फोन उठाओ, मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाओ। मनोदर्पण के काउंसलर से परामर्श पाने के लिए डायल करें टोल फ्री नंबर 844-844-0632। नंबर एक बार फिर सुने, 844-844-0632.
Hello everyone, Namaskar, good afternoon and welcome to CIET NCERT's another live and interactive session, Paricharcha. My name is Deepak Mishra and you are watching this session live on PM eVidya channel number 6 and 11, and you can also watch us live on our official YouTube channel which goes by the name NCERT Official. So as you know that every Friday we bring you this special session of 1.5 hours from 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. in which we have a lot of conversation in depth, especially for the students and teachers. So you know this Paricharcha and Sahyog sessions is brought to you by Manodarpan, and it is a great initiative by Ministry of Education as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to spread psychosocial support among students, teachers and parents for their mental well-being. And in today's Paricharcha session, there is a special topic. I'll let you know. But before that, if during this session, if you want to reach us, what are the ways of contact? I'll tell you. But before that, there is an important thing which you have to note it down. You can join us, you can connect us via Facebook. We have official Facebook page which goes by the name National Council of Education and Research Training. It is our Facebook page. You can follow us, you can join us and connect us there. We also do have a dedicated website, and it is www.manodarpan.education.gov.in. And apart from that, during this live Paricharcha session or after this session, if you want to reach us, if you want to connect with us, if you want to ask any question or give any feedbacks or suggestions, you can call us on a number that is 8800440559. And apart from that, we also do have a Manodarpan tele helpline number where you can call and speak to our counselors. The number is 844-844-0632. You can see the number on screen. So these are the ways through which you can contact us and reach us. And apart from that, you can also visit to our official YouTube channel which goes by the name NCERT Official. Now it's time to tell you the name of today's Paricharcha topic, in which we will be talking and discussing a lot of things. You can see the name on screen. Today's topic for Paricharcha is peer relationship towards mental health and well-being. Yes, this is a very important topic, and I'm sure this topic will definitely gonna help to our students, to our teachers as well, and parents as well, because mental well-being is something very important on which students and teachers have to work out just for their better academic results and their future. Now everyone, please join me to welcome today's guest, today's experts who had joined us in this Paricharcha session. So please join me to welcome today's guest. I'll just introduce all of you one by one. We are joined by Professor Sankar Prasad Mohanty sir from RIE Bhubaneswar. Sankar sir, very namaskar, good afternoon and welcome to Paricharcha session.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Apart from Sankar, sir, we are also joined by Dr. Jeena KG, ma'am. She is Associate Professor, same from RIE Bhubaneswar. Jeena, ma'am, namaskar, good afternoon.
Namaskar, thank you so much.
And we are also joined by Dr. Sesadeva Penny, sir. He's Associate Professor, Department of Education, Central University of Punjab. Dr. Penny, sir, namaskar, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you.
And last but not the least, we are also joined by Ms. Sagarika Mishra, ma'am. She's a counselor cum PGT Psychology. Sagarika, ma'am, namaskar and welcome to Paricharcha session.
Thank you so much.
So we are joined by all the experts of today's Paricharcha session. There are 4 members and we will go ahead. We will discuss a lot of things today, especially with the topic. There are some questions which are in my mind, and I'm sure if you're watching this session, there are certain questions which will be coming in your mind as well. So I'll just try to pick those questions from your mind and ask our experts. So first of all, I'll come to Dr. Gina ma'am. Gina ma'am, I remember we previously also have a lot of Paricharcha sessions on important topics. But I think today's topic is also very important, especially in terms of when we speak about mental well-being. And peer relationship is also very important. So my very basic question to you, Dr. Gina ma'am, please help us to understand me and all the viewers who are watching us live in this session as well. Ma'am, please explain the term, what is mental well-being and what is well-being? Mental health and well-being, are these both are same or both are different? I'm talking about mental health and well-being.
Okay, thank you so much for raising such a relevant question. And before starting my session, I welcome all the viewers, all the parents, students, and also my sincere congratulations to the whole team who worked behind this to make this Paricharcha to be happen here to this time. Okay, mental health and well-being. Before going to what is that, I want to say that why we are discussing this topic today, because what is the relevance? So we all know that first, when we are young children, we don't have such a mental stress. So yeah, what we are going to a depression, like kind of things. So now the WHO also warns us that 1 in 7 adolescent group are suffering the mental disorder, and it accounts for a 50% of the global burden of the disease. And depression, anxiety, and behavioral disorders are among the leading causes of illness and disability among the adolescents. And also, suicide is the third leading cause of death among those adolescents group, that is from 15 to 20, we can say. So this is the recent in September 2025 that WHO released this. So we know that the assets of a nation is their young children. They are in front of depression, anxiety, and suicide. So that's what we 4 panelists are here to discuss about this topic. Okay, let us move to what is mental health and what is well-being. Mental health refers to the state of person's emotional, psychological, and social functioning. It is like how we think, how we feel, and behave in daily life. And it is a state in which individual realizes his or her own abilities, and they can cope with how they cope with the normal stresses of life, and how they can work productively and able to make a contribution to the society. And it's also, mental health also means how well your mind works and your ability to manage emotions and cope with the stress, think clearly, and function socially. So we can say that it is not, mental health means not just absence of mental illness. It means being emotionally stable, able to handle life's challenges, work effectively, and build positive relationships. And we also know that there is a good mental health, and also we can see that, for example, a student before exam they may be anxious, anxiety is there, but still calmly to challenge, means whatever the things, the faces the exam very coolly and focus very in a better way, then he or she coped with that. It shows a good mental health. If we are one failure happened, we are constantly into a sad position, loses interest in the school, loses interest in studies and our friendships, so we have a poor mental health, so it may lead to depression. Okay, this is what about we have to mental health and what is well-being. It is a broader concept. It includes mental health, but it also covers overall life satisfaction and functioning. It includes physical, mental, and social aspects of life too. And well-being means it reflects a person's overall quality of life and happiness, like life balance and happiness. You may have some stress or challenges, but still feel good about your life overall. And well being means it's a positive state experienced by the individuals and society. And it is resource for daily life. It is determined by social, economic, and environmental conditions. And well being means feeling good, functioning well, and living a meaningful and satisfying life. That is more important, both individually and socially. It influenced by things like health, relationships, income, safety, and purpose. So we can see that well-being is a broader overall experience of feeling good in life. Mental health is about mind's functioning and its emotional resilience. You can have a positive mental health without always feeling happy, that you will not be well in the well-being state, but you have a positive mental health. And good mental health usually supports better well-being. So we can say that well-being is a holistic view. It encompasses physical, mental, emotional, and social health, and it includes the ability to manage stress effectively. So well-being and mental health are closely connected, but it is a different, yeah, distinct concepts. Well-being is broader concept and includes physical health, social connections, emotional balance, and life satisfaction. And mental health is a key part of well being, focusing specifically on emotional and psychological states, how you think, how you feel, how you cope with life's challenges. So you can think that mental health is a foundation, a core part of overall well being. If you have a good mental health, it boosts your overall well being. But well being depends on other factors too, the like physical health, relationships, and environment. Thank you so much.
So, Gina ma'am, what I had understood after listening to your thoughts and views, that it is a very broader concept. What I had understood that mental health is something, it is a concept, it is a process. It is a process of my emotions, of my relationships, whatever I speak, whatever I think in my mind, whatever act do I perform in my day-to-day life. Directly, they all are connected with my mental health, sorry. If my mental health is good, then obviously my acts, my thoughts, my speaking, my way of behavior, talking, thinking, everything will be good and positive. But if my mental health is not good, then somehow it will reflect in my behavior, in my conversations, in my thought process, everything. Definitely you had given a broader answer, and same pattern I'll just take forward to Sagarika ma'am. Miss Sagarika ma'am is also with us. Ma'am, you are a counselor, and I think you also understand anyone's mind very perfectly, smoothly, that whatever person is thinking, or if he or she is going through any problem. Being a counselor, what are your views about how can someone just develop his mental health? I'm talking about especially parents, teachers, and schools as well. What efforts or what steps can schools or teachers can do just to make broader, smoother, and for preparing a good mental health?
Sure, Deepak. I would like to discuss on that point in this Paricharcha session. First of all, I would like to give a warm welcome to every student and parent over there watching this program. And they are a part of the entire conversation over here. So let's highlight some of the points over there, like what teachers and schools can like facilitate as a to promote the good mental health. First of all, earlier we just have those experience that mental health and counseling, all those are taboo for some time. But nowadays, like it's a trending topic when we talk about like depression or anxiety or stress, whatever related to our mental health condition. These are all trending, and we like counseling is something that where we can seek help from a person who is quite expert in the schools. But earlier days, we just rely upon our teachers, parents, and the entire school system who can facilitate the mental health of the student very well. So I would like to just highlight some of the points over here, like what school can promote in this. First of all, school can create a supportive school environment, then integrate mental health education, encourage open communication as well. Like most of the communication we don't do, and we should have that open communication with all the students. Now we can also train and sensitize teachers as well, because that needs to be happen to understand each and everyone's mental health condition and how can we just bring it to a well-being part, and then promote balance and positive habits, then strengthens counseling and support system, and recognizing and appreciating students effort and students like students prize, like whatever we are getting those spaces, we should do that. Like students should not be like they can get ignored by any chance. So let's discuss about the first one, like where we can create a supportive school environment. Yes, it is very, very important to like a healthy mind thrives in a positive atmosphere, isn't it? School foster safe, inclusive, and empathetic environment where every student feels valued and accepted, regardless of background, ability, and personality. Yes, when we are talking about that universality and inclusive education, yes, every student should get that chance. Like we have different policies as well, like anti-bullying policies, peer support programs. Then we should encourage kindness, cooperation, and respect in daily interactions, which helps reduce anxiety and build sense of community as well. So we are talking about that mentality that anxiety will come in on our day-to-day basis, and that sometimes can lead to our other stress as well. So where school can hold the circle time, the circle time for the like primary section, we always do that, but it should be happen for the upper grade as well. Like that class meetings where students share their thoughts, feelings in a non-judgmental setting. So coming to the next point now, integrate mental health education. So it should be a regular part of school learning, isn't it? Like life skill education, psychology, value education. Nowadays, we are having the group session and counseling session for individual classes as well. Like we should teach their students about the self-awareness, stress management, emotion management, empathy, decision making, conflict resolution. All these are like we can also develop in a certain way that how to create a skit on that, how to do the art, like in art therapy, drama, music, journaling. So as outlets for emotions, how they can just channelize their emotions and feelings. So we also can celebrate World Mental Health Day, then Suicide Prevention Day, Wellbeing Week, and everything like that should where students should feel that they are involved and they are creating something beyond their like periphery. So to bring awareness about that mental health and also to be opened up with their own. So now in that way, we also are encouraging open communication, which is very normal to talk about our own feelings. There are many topics in our day-to-day life due to our societal boundaries and all. We just keep it a like taboo topic, is it? So we should talk about it. If we are not talking about it, then obviously student is not getting any idea that what is it. They are like they are lagging behind to define it in a proper way. So we have to create a safe place or safe space for the counseling rooms, quiet corner, listening desks where the teacher or counselor should listen to them and they have a good communication and a conversation so that the counselor can guide with the feeling and thoughts the student is having over there, right? So now we can conduct regular classes, check-ins as well to how they are feeling using emotion charts, reflective journals. Then teachers should also actively listen, validate students' experiences, respond with empathy rather than criticism. yes, it is really important that if we are doing that through criticism, obviously the child would feel very bad, and like the child won't be able to express the right feeling in front of that. So it should be like manipulation that can lead to. And also we should develop culture of confidentiality and trust when we comes to counseling. Then obviously there should be the boundary where the counselor or the teacher should like keep it confidential, so that it should lead to a trust building and a rapport building for the particular student. So along with this, we should also train and sensitize our teachers as well. Like teachers are often the first line of support. Like before coming to the counselor, students usually go to the teachers. So they provide teachers like mental health literacy training to recognize signs of anxiety, depression, learning difficulties, and social withdrawal. Now this schools are there where we are just promoting inclusive education. So we are not having that. We are just also having the child with special needs as well. So we should know there what are the learning difficulties we are getting, to encourage the teachers to adopt non-judgmental, compassionate approaches instead of labeling students like lazy, disobedient, or weak. So we should be non-judgmental over there. And also we should conduct workshops for the teachers as well, like stress management, empathy, classroom inclusivity, and trauma-informed teaching. Right. So over here, like there are many support programs the schools can facilitate, like strengthening counseling and support system, where the trained professionals and cooperative teamwork will be there. So the qualified counselors or school psychologists, they promote and facilitate the program. Like it's a support network for the students showing signs and distress, like organizing parent audition session as well, to like reflect on their parenting skills, how they can handle their emotional states of their own and the students as well. And it also includes the very important topic over there we are here for, Paricharcha, like peer monitoring. Yes, it should be there for peer monitoring and student well-being clubs, because through peer group only they are learning a lot of things. Like they are coming to school for their peer group sometimes, where trained seniors students help their peer handle academic and emotional changes. So now, to recognize and appreciate students, teachers should acknowledge effort and progress, not just the results only, because we are just shaping of the future, like to a student and the entire, the holistic holistic background, our build up of students. We are just focusing on that. So teachers should acknowledge the effort of the student, each and every student, where they are just coming for a group program or teamwork that should lead to. So these all are should be the main and important area where should we focus.
Right. I think Sagarika ma'am, from a psychological mindset and being a counselor, you had given us and all the viewers who are watching this Paricharcha session, you have given us such a amazing and very helpful key points. These are some ways, these are some key points where a school management can just implement them, they can apply them, and especially what the teachers are also having a special role when we talk about mental health and well-being. I'll come back to you. You have given such a beautiful points. I'll come to Dr. Sesadeva Penny, sir. Sir, speaking to two of the experts, till the now what I had understood that this is a very important topic. Till now we had understood that what is mental health, what is well-being, why it is important for students, for teachers, and how a school management or the teachers can help to promote, to develop mental health. But what I think is apart from their time spending in school, I'm talking about especially the teenagers, the students. Whenever a student spend his or her time in school, after that he go to home. And family plays a very vital, very important role in any student's life. I'm talking about the parents, I'm talking about the family. So what do you think? Is there any important role of a family or parents when we talk about mental health and well-being? And if the answer is yes, so in how ways, in many ways, what are the important role of family and parents too?
Yes, definitely. Family has a very important role in enhancing the mental health as well as the mental well-being of the students. And as you told that just after schooling, the child goes to the home. He spends maximum hours at home, and from the very beginning of his life, throughout his basically up to the adolescence level, he stays at the family, and after that he leaves the family for his higher education. So family actually has the responsibility of laying a very strong foundation of personality development as well as his development, his holistic development of the individual. That is your physical development, his mental development, his social development, emotional development, everything. So when all these components of one's personality are well developed at home, definitely it will contribute substantially towards the development of the overall mental health as well as well-being. So in this context, we cannot neglect the role of the home environment, especially, and the role of the parents, role of the father, role of the mother, role of brothers and sisters, how they are interacting with the children, how the children are interacting with the grandfathers, grandmothers. Because home is such an environment where the child will get opportunity to interact with the different category of persons, having different type of relationship, the elders, the youngers. So how to talk with them, how to listen them, how to care. So all sorts of things, all sorts of relationship, it learns at the family. So that is why in that context, I will definitely say the role of the parents is very critical towards the development of a very good mental health. So in that context, we can say what the parents, being the parents, what we can do to support for the emergence of a very good mental health. And basically at the family level, what happens, there are different types of family dynamics are there, parenting styles are there, communication system is there, overall home environment is there. All taken together, they will constitute the family environment. You see one thing, if the family is quite supportive to the children, so definitely they will lead, they will develop certain good habits. They will be able to promote among themselves very good life skills, and how to talk with the seniors, how to talk with the juniors, how to face different types of challenging situations in the life. So different types of soft as well as hard life skills, they all learn through their close interaction with the different category of persons. Even if you see in the family, we get opportunity to develop emotional resilience, how to bounce back from the different types of challenging environment. For example, if our child is facing any critical situation, any failure anywhere, and the moment he gets disturbed, and if he is trying, even if he getting failed or being failed in a particular attempt, so being the parents, it is our responsibility to closely monitor our child, closely supervise our child. We have to convince the child that that this failure is not the big thing. This will lay the foundation for your bigger success. So that type of confidence building, that role we have to, as the parents, we have to play at the family. And even if you see, we are talking about the peer relationship, and even if in the family environment, the child will get opportunity to interact with a different category of children there. All right. Even if in the neighborhood, he will play there. So being the parents, we have to see actually what the child is doing, with whom he is making friendship, and how he is interacting with them, how he is talking with them. All right. Even if nowadays you see, nowadays this is the matter of what is the digital age. So in this digital age, actually what is happening? Most of our children, they are maximum time they are busy in the mobile phones. So we have to also be very much careful that being the parents, what the child is watching, why he is watching. Even after watching, what is his mindset. So unless we are concerned with our children, what he is doing, we cannot nurture the child. We cannot provide him a good education. We cannot make him a good human being. So the fundamental purpose of every parent should be to nurture the child in the right way, in the right perspective. You see, development of the child is not a very silly thing. This is as a gardener actually take care of a plant and it becomes a full-grown plant and gives us fruits. In the same way, we have to also take care of our child at every moment. But nowadays, what is happening in this modern cutthroat competition era, we all the parents are busy in earning money. Simply, we have become a money earning machines, and we are giving very less time, quality time to our children. So, in my opinion, every day, we being the parents, we have to be very much concerned with our children. We have to talk with them. For example, suppose my child is going to the school and after coming back from the school, I should sit with him. I should ask him, what happened today? What your friends told you? How you, where you played? What type of game you played there? What was your interaction with the teachers? How they appreciated you or they scolded you? What happened there? So each and everything what is happening in the school, if we ask our children accordingly, we should guide them. All right. Sometimes what happens due to peer conflicting situation, they get disturbed. Sometimes, so in that situation, if we will, being the parents, if we are concerned with these things, if we are discussing with these things with our children, then only we will be able to have a solution. So how to solve them? So even if family is can lay the foundation of the proper value development. You see, everywhere nowadays there is crisis of value. So that means the values like respect, empathy, sympathy, cooperation, so all the things, truth, beauty, goodness, so these things can be developed at the home only. Because it is that is why only it is told that charity begins at home. So that is why, being the parents, we have to first of all we have to correct ourselves. Unless I am a truthful person, unless I am an honest person, if I am having the capacity to balance my emotion, my feelings, all right, so then I cannot develop the same within my children. So therefore, being the parents, first of all, we have to look on ourselves, that to what extent we are mentally healthy, to what extent our mental well-being exists, and accordingly, we have to try to develop the same within our children. But sometimes, in many cases, what happens in our society nowadays, what is happening? So there are certain situations in the family that puts a very negative influence on the mental health of our children. So you take the example of a broken up. You take the example of a divorce cases. You take the example of some sorts of adverse childhood experiences. So these are certain things. If the child is experiencing, suppose in the family every day the parents they are fighting with each other. The members of the family they are quarreling frequently. So what the child will learn there? What type of a mental health and mental well-being we can ensure within our children? So that is why giving birth a child is not enough. We have to, at every moment, at every age, at every stage, we have to give quality time to our children. We have to ensure a very good supportive family environment to our children. And you see another thing, parenting style also. That also affects the mental health as well as well-being of the children. It's, in some cases, I have seen very authoritarian parents are there. They don't allow much freedom to their children. Even if they will say, you have to watch the TV only for 10 minutes, that they will be watching the TV for 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 2 hours. And they will ask their child, you go and sit and read. Will it create any sort of a healthy mental condition within the child? Not at all. So we have to sacrifice a lot, being the parents, to develop one ideal environment in our family. Then only we can ensure the same within our children. And sometimes what happens with the parents, we are working parents, we are busy, and we don't have much time to spend with our children, and we are not at all concerned what they are doing, what they are wearing, whether they have books or not, whether they are going to the school or not. Even if they are going to the school, whether they are attending the class or not, whether they are doing homework or not, and where they are doing, what is their performance. So that means we are neglecting them. So that is why we have to neither we should be very much authoritarian in our approach, neither nor we should be very much lenient in our approach. Rather, we have to be very much caring, and with a sharing motive, we should try to nurture the very good sound mental health among our children. So that will definitely develop their overall personality. And this is all about my opinion regarding the role of a home for developing the good mental health.
Right. Dr. Sesadeva sir, after listening to your thoughts and conversation, if I say this statement, definitely it will not be a false or incorrect statement if I say that yes, family, parents too have an important role when we talk about mental health and their well-being, because I have seen a lot of families too, because you were giving such a beautiful examples and incidents also. So I have also seen some students who are having such a beautiful, very strong bond with their grandparents, with their brothers, with their sisters, but not with parents. If we ask the question why so, the answer comes the same. It's all about relationship. The first, which Dr. Jeena ma'am also told, that when we talk about mental health, it's all about the process of relationships, about the emotions. Why a student feels so comfortable, strong relationship bond with brother or sister or grandfather, but not with parent. Giving birth is not only important, you have to be careful, you have to be attentive, you have to be responsible about your child, and that's how you can develop and make his mental health and well-being stronger. I'll come back to you. You have given such a beautiful examples, Dr. Sesadeva sir. Now I'll come to Professor Shankar Prasad sir. So we had a lot of conversations, and three of our panelists had given such a beautiful conversations, their thoughts, their views. What I had understood that it is very important thing. But yes, it is true. Schools, teachers, parents and family, they do play a very important vital role when we talk about mental well-being and mental health. But sir, my question to you that is there any government initiative to address mental health well-being?
Yes, Deepak ji. Very nicely deliberated by the resource persons, three resource persons, Professor Pani, Professor Jeena, and Sagarika ji. I was just listening. They described beautifully the concept of mental health, how the students will be dealt. That is most important part. And for what is the role of family and role of family members and neighbors, and particularly in case of joint family, the role of joint family is important. And when you go to academic institution, the role of teachers is much more important. So taking into account these teachers, family and others, so there are several government initiatives. First of all, today we are sitting in a session that is Paricharcha. We are doing this. Why? Because this is a great initiative by Government of India that is called Manodarpan, that came in the year 2020. That is not only for students, and this Manodarpan program is for students, teachers, families and many others. So this is an initiative by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, and it to provide psychological support, as you told at the beginning, psychological support for mental health and well-being to students. It was started during COVID-19, during the pandemic period, and after that it was thought that this initiative is having much more value. It is not confined to the COVID period. After that also it has more value. During the pandemic situations, if we go back, we can find there were challenging situations. And not it is confined to COVID period. Now also, what are those? The sense of isolation. Now it is happening. A sense of isolation. As Dr. Pani was telling, the students, they are not being taken care of by the parents. They are neglected. A sense of isolation. Parents are sitting in one room and the children are sitting in another room. So what happens? The children are getting isolated. No social relationship, no play time. They are not getting any play time. The parents are not giving time to them. And another challenge, most important challenge, is that these children get frustrated and they feel afraid of, because sometimes family income, unemployment of parents, and sometimes any death in family and behavioral issues in family. As Dr. Pani was telling, there may be fighting between the parents, father and mother. What the child will learn, and sometimes fear of disease, exam results. If a child is getting 85% or 90%, but nowadays parents are not happy. Parents, they need their child should get at least 99.5, and still they are not happy. They need their child should get 100 out of 100. So these are situations create ill mental health among the children. And also when the children enter into the schools, and also new pedagogies, new style of teaching, and lack of proper orientation, difficult contents, etc. These also create a kind of ill mental health among the children. So what happens next? I can say, to address all those issues, all those problems, the Government of India, under Ministry of Education under Government of India, is running this Manodarpan, and NCERT is that platform where Manodarpan cell is established to support and to help this initiative. It is not confined to this only one initiative. There are other initiatives like Telemanos, National Tele Mental Health Program. This is not confined to only students, and it includes all members of our society. This is by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It is started in 2022 under the National Mental Health Program that is launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It is 24/7 program, and it is having a multilingual helpline. It provides immediate emotional support, counseling, referral to, if it is required, then they refer to psychologist. In case if required, they refer to psychiatrist. And simultaneously, this program is also linked with Manodarpan and Ayushman Bharat school health initiatives. And in addition to this, CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, school education, that also having counseling hub, counseling and career dashboard. CBSE has introduced that career guidance dashboard and also career hub, and it is a spoke school model that helps for emotional and psychological well-being of children. It is only for secondary school students and teachers. In addition, there are other initiatives like as I was involved in another program, Sahyog. This is a part of Manodarpan Paricharcha program. And also there are guidelines for early identification and intervention for mental health problems in school going children and adolescents. And this document is there. What are the aspects that need to be emphasized? We can find that in that guideline. Online training programs are there that is being organized by CIT, NCERT on digital wellness, social media, safety and well-being. And besides, the National Curriculum Framework for School Education in 2023, and there is a provision to integrate the mental health and well-being in school curriculum, and it has suggested to organize various awareness programs also. And in addition to this, there are advisory for psychological support and mental health to promote for university and college students. It is not confined to only school students. And there under Ministry of Education, advisory for psychosocial support and mental health for promotion of school students. Advisory for parents also, for family members also, principals, teachers and many others. And there are tips for school students and teachers and families like quality, how to have quality family time, learning with fun, interactive online classes, how to attend, and empowering adolescents peers with support. And quality family time, if we discuss for students, there are tips like quality family time, how to spend time by playing with the family members, different games like Antakshari we can have, and other indoor games we can have, Ludo we can have, and many other games we can have. Some musics we can, even if we are not musicians, we are not singers, but we can have that for a fun moment. That so we are not artists. We can have some craft, some artists in paper, everything we can make. And learning can be fun by this way, creative thinking. And besides, the children should be allowed to play with siblings. But nowadays, this concept is completely, it is being away from our society. So there will be interactive online classes also. Every day we are having this through NCERT. I am thankful to NCERT and CIT. They are having all these online classes from morning to evening. So the students can and parents, teachers can have that opportunity. And in addition to, I can add here, CBSE has published a manual on mental health and well-being that is published by CBSE. And NCERT has published a beautiful guideline for teachers that is promoting mental health and well-being in school that is published by NCERT. So in addition to, there are other initiatives, many initiatives. The initiatives are many, but only making the initiatives is not enough. The role of parents, role of teachers, role of school heads, principals, headmasters, and as well our neighbors. Sometimes I can give an example. It's a real example. When I am having a daughter child, my daughter went to play during COVID time. I am just sharing. My daughter went to play with some children in my community, and they asked, she talked in Odia language. First of all, you don't know English, you don't know Hindi. Then she was isolated. She was thrown away. So what is the need of English and Hindi while we are playing? That is not required. So as we know, mother tongue, home language is essential. Although those students, those are the friends, they belong to Odisha. They know Odia language. But mother tongue is essential. Why I am telling? Because the child's learning is enhanced and it becomes effective only through mother tongue. That is the point. So thank you.
I think Professor Sankar Prasad sir had made the concept very clear to our viewers that what is the concept behind this Paricharcha session. What is the concept behind Paricharcha session? It is a beautiful initiative from Ministry of Education, Government of India, just to provide the psychosocial support for mental well-being for students, teachers and parents as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you so much, sir. I'll come back to you. Dr. Jeena ma'am, what do you think? I think now we have come to the middle part of this Paricharcha live session. Dr. Jeena ma'am, I'll just go ahead and ask you that Professor Sankar Prasad sir had given many examples, but I'll pick two of them. One in which he says at the very beginning time that today's time has changed. He's not talking about all the families, but yes, there are few families in which we see that the parents are sitting in one room, the students are sitting in another room, they are being isolated. There is no conversation between parents and students. And another example which Professor Sankar sir says that during the COVID time his daughter went to play with friends, and when she tried to speak in Udupi language, she was just thrown out because she don't know Hindi or English language. How do this kind of small acts or incidents reflect, impact any students or parents' mind? I mean, looking at the present scenario in the present time, what are your views about present time? How does this mental health or well-being impact teachers, parents or students?
Thank you so much, Deepakji, for asking this question. Many panelists, expert panelists, is already described. They say Professor Shankar sir and Pani sir is already described many parts of this. So the friend circle, yeah, we in a psychological term we say the peers. They have a great impact on the mental health, well-being of the students. Why this relationship and it is it's becoming more complex over time. It is not so complex when we are young, and we can see that their relationships, friend circle, are becoming more complex. Why? The answer is the technology, the social media, and through this technology, through the social media, the students are connected, well connected, and they are constantly connected. So all these change, they know all the things what is happening, and they have a media to know whatever they want to know. And all these made the our societies also changing with these fast movements. So all these have a positive and a great impact on the mental health of the child. So positive side, when we look into the positive side, the peers means they're of same age group, socioeconomic status, they have more or less same status. They offer emotional support in the positive side when we look into that, or they offer a companionship and help to build social skills and confidence. But this constant connectivity also brings pressures. So many pressures are there. Peer pressure, that is to conform to the norms of the peers. And also because of this technology, cyberbullying, it was don't know for us, but it is common now. And also there is a unhealthy comparison among the peers, among the friends. All these all this impact on the negatively impact on the mental health. Why these peers are peer relationship is important means it is the psychology of the adolescence. During adolescence period, during that adolescent stage, adolescents have they have more validation. They need more validation from the friends, and they want to become fit into the norms of their friends. And the first and prime importance is given to the friend circle, then to the parents. And I will say that parents are in the opposite side of this, because they don't like what they are. And parents also, they are more they think their kids, their daughter or sons, as their small kids, they want to control them. They don't like that. So parents are more emotional that time. All this aggravates the problem. They are not able to, the parents are not able to understand what the our daughter or son is going through. So we see that we'll come to the peer relationship. That is why they want to be there, fit into the period. They need external validation from the friends, not from the parents. If the friends say that that shirt is good, the kurti is very nice, then it's over. Even the parents are dislike, then they won't mind that. That is the influence of friends. So if it is good friends, it's okay, it will support. But if there is a problem, it affects in the mental health of the problem. The positive peer connections boost self-esteem and provide emotional support and encourage healthy behaviors. And of course, the negative peer experience, such as exclusion, that Professor Shankar sir is telling that excluded, when his doctor is excluded, the what the thoughts, what the how it is affected. So, this is very small incident. There are so many incidents are recurring day by day, and also bullying, and all these lead to anxiety. Sometimes in higher cases it will go into the depression and lower the well-being of the person. Therefore, we have a responsibility to nurture healthy peer relationship, and it is crucial for the mental and emotional development of the students.
Right.
Then we will discuss the what the effects, the influences of peer relationship. As we discussed, there is a positive support. If one student is anxious, feel stressed, then the encouragement from the friends reduces the anxiety and improve the confidence. And again, the negative side, cyberbullying, now it is very common, because the students receive mean messages through online, and it will lead to the feelings of loneliness and depression. So this negatively causes him depression, lead to the depression. And peer pressure, this is the most that the stress that the adolescent now facing. It is that they fight for getting to the validation for the friends. They have a pressure to conform the peers, and in this stage friends are more valuable than their parents. And this is a fact that time, and over period they can understand. But for the time period, thus adolescents cannot understand what is happening in their psychologically, socially, in the development side. It is the responsibility of the teacher, responsibility of the parents to understand their child. The friends encourage the students try to smoking, any other, to bunk a class, to try experiment with drinks. So in order to say no, if in the they don't want to know, in order to conform with the norms of their friend circle, they jump into these kind of activities. And also there is a comparison, because through social media we know that the DP and the Facebook post, Instagram post, never we will show our negative side. Everything, even we are breaking inside, we will post a big smile photos, we will with enjoying with the friends. All these the others will compare, I am feeling low, depressed inside, and my friends are enjoying, they have a very good, they are going for the trip. So these also they compare them with the other, that the false image, this Facebook post, Instagram reels, and also they compare themselves, and they feel that they are inferior to the others. And this slowly they will reduce their self-esteem and go into the depression. And how we improve that peer relationship and how we can support their mental health. So one is we have to encourage open communication to the students where they feel open to convey their what they are feeling about and what they are share their feelings and struggles, and also build empathy and respect. Teach students to understand and respect the differences, and also aware about the consequences of bullying. Stand against bullying and exclusion. And it is also the duty that a positive peer group should be there. We have to encourage to foster the positive peer groups. So we can say that joining clubs or activities that support good friendships. And also this social media, all these things in the limelight, what is happening, that is not true. This awareness should be reached to the students. So help the student to understand that online posts and the Instagram reels don't show the full picture of the story, and encourage the balanced use of social media. And extreme negative experiences also damage the mental health, and it is also harmful to the psychological well-being. And so it is critical when our students, our kids are going through the early signs, we have to provide support. As Sagarika ma'am also suggested, we have to provide support through the counseling, yeah, spaces or intervention programs. So I conclude that positive peer relationships nurture mental health by creating a supportive environment where students feel valued, understood, and motivated. So this leads to a better emotional well-being and a more fulfilling school experience. Thank you so much, Deepakji.
Thank you, ma'am. I think you had shown the mirror of today's reality. Not everyone, but I'll say few of them about peer relationships when we talk about that. It is very true. So I'll come to Sagarika Mishra ma'am once again, since you're a counselor, ma'am, and you had also been listening this entire conversation since so long. We have certain thoughts, we have certain views about the different questions and about the scenario. Ma'am, what do you think? How important role the school counselors can play in promoting and just affecting or developing the mental health? And apart from this, is there anything you are thinking about or anything you are trying to add on in this conversation in few minutes?
Definitely, Deepak. Like obviously, a school counselor has their like important job role over there, like promoting good mental health and well-being of a student, and also the teachers working over. And we should also say that they are having the multi-dimensional role of school counselor, isn't it? Like, let me just summarize whole of these points in pointers only. Like, we are running out of time over here. So, like, they can also use the early identification and prevention of mental health issues what the child is facing or the teachers is facing over there. Then also to provide emotional support and safe space for a child. Individual and group counseling session. Individual when required, the students will come to the counselor, and there should be a room set up where they can converse, have the conversation. And group counseling on a different topics. Earlier also I have mentioned like stress management, emotional management, and also the time management, and like depression, anxiety, stressors. Over here we can just take a topic and just promote about that mental health in a group counseling sessions. And also promoting mental health awareness and education, like suicide prevention. Earlier I mentioned already the suicide prevention, then mental health day awareness, like also building life skills and resilience, collaboration with teachers and parents as well, creating a positive and school and inclusive school climate. Then crisis intervention and referral services, supporting teacher and staff well-being as well, where we can talk about the stress management, depression, and anxiety, and a better handling of a student. And also the group counseling session, one more important topic we're talking about, the peer relationship. So that is quite important topic of the day. Well, we can just promote a healthy peer relationships, and also both the sides, like what are the negativities of it and also the positive side of a peer relationship in a environment, and reducing the stigma and promoting help seeking behavior as well. So this much we can just include this counseling process in both individual and group counseling sessions to promote good and mental health being. Thank you.
Well, in a very short span of time, Sagarika ma'am has also given us such a amazing and helpful key points, I must say, that school counselors can also apply them. They can just follow them. They can try this out, and I'm sure this will definitely going to work out. Now, my next question is with Dr. Sesadeva Penny, sir. So, since we were discussing a lot of things today in this topic, and previously when I came to you, I asked you the question about the family's role, that do family plays a vital role in when we talk about students or peers' mental health? I got the answer. Obviously, it is yes. But one thing I must share with you, sir, my parents used to say me that speaking about 30, 20 years back, the generation which were born before 1980 or 75, they were very innocent. They used to obey their parents. They were in very disciplined. But now the time has changed. The technology is developing. The country is developing. People are growing so fast. Students are developing and growing so fast. Education pattern is developing so fast. There is a lot of things, a lot of happenings which are taking places very suddenly. Students are very smart. I'm not talking about all the families, but yes, few of the families. Anyway, I don't know this fact is true or false. You please correct me. But my question to you is, what do you think, sir? Do you think there is a linkage between parents and teachers for promoting this good mental health for which we are speaking about?
Yes, Deepak, very very nice. You told the things, and actually there is a very essential. It is quite essential that the parents and the teachers, there should be a very close link in between them. Unless because matter is we are talking about the development of a sound mental health as well as mental health, and we cannot ensure a sound mental health or well-being in isolation. If the family will work in isolation, if the school will work in isolation, then I do not think that a much thing we can achieve. So that is why a close association between home as well as the school is highly essential, because home is the home, because the home environment means with the parents, we are our basic goal is development of our own children, overall development of our children, and the basic objective of the school is also the same thing, overall development of the children, and to enable them to be the good human being and to stand on their own legs in the society, be the dynamic members of the society, and they should contribute to substantially towards the national growth and development. If the goal of both the units are same, then they should work in together. So how they will work together? So point is what we are being the teachers, we are to involve the parents in our day-to-day functioning of the school. For example, and the parents also, being the parents, who should also be concerned with the school environment. Very often we should come to the school, we should share the behavior of our children in very confidentially with the teachers, and what they are doing at home, what problem my child is facing at home, without hiding anything, without making any overestimation. So the real things, because unless I will say my disease very clearly to the doctor, then how the doctor will treat me? So the same thing happens also in case of the school as well as the home environment. So being the parents, we should not at all hesitate to openly discuss with the teachers regarding the behavior of our own children. So therefore, my first concern will be what we should share the behavior of our children with the school teachers, and on the basis of such sharing, what will happen? The teacher will be able to know in detail about the character of our child, about his developmental process, about his behavior at home, so that what will happen, because they are the trained personnels to build up the life of the child. Accordingly, they will have their own pedagogy, they will have their own assessment system. Accordingly, they will carry out their close observation upon our child. And definitely, many of the problems of our children will be resolved at the school itself. And sometimes what happens, all the children are not same. Their progress is not same. Therefore, in some cases, individualized guidance is also quite necessary. But how the teacher will feel the same thing unless we share those things with the teachers. Even if we, being the parents, we should ask our teachers that what my child is doing, how he is performing in the school, how he is interacting with his peer group, what are the nature of his peer group, with what nature of what are the friend group, what is his friend group, with whom he is talking much of the time. So that means by this way we can assess the behavior of our child. And sometimes if the teacher is giving us any idea that your child is doing this thing or that thing, we should not take it otherwise. Rather, we should take it very positively. Because I have experienced in many cases what is happening. If the teacher is telling anything, any negative things of their children to the parents, they bounce back upon the teacher. They say, no, this is not, this is highly impossible that my daughter or son cannot do this thing. They just started quarreling with the teacher. So in such a situation, what will happen? The teacher will naturally, he will not so that much interest on that particular child, because the parents are competing, are quarreling with them, they are fighting with them, they are getting trouble for them. So that is why we should understand the basic thing that the purpose of the school is to nurture the child. Our purpose is also to nurture the child. Therefore, that type of environment, that type of a positive feedback interaction, that mechanism need to be developed. We should have trust upon the teachers, and teachers should also have a trust upon the parents. And teachers also, they should be very much vigilant in the class, even if in the school environment outside the class. Because nowadays what is happening, suppose one child from Assam has come here to Punjab to study in the secondary schools. So what will happen here? Because he knows Assamese, he doesn't know Punjabi. So here what will happen? Definitely there will be a language issue. He will feel isolated. And the Punjabi, here the students, the small children, what they know, they may not talk much with that child. So gradually, if the situation will continue for a long time, what will happen? This will lead towards mental depression. If the child cannot do proper, cannot give its 100% performance in his academic matters. So that is why here the role of the teacher is very critical. The teachers, they should try to create an environment where he will be able to mix with others, and others will accept him, and he will also accept others. So that is why I am telling, being the teachers, it is our responsibility to look into the matter that what is the clear relationship that is happening in the school environment inside the class. Should create different types of opportunity, academically as well as non-academically, that how that healthy relationship among the friends can be established in the school campus. And same, we should also send the message to the parents. They should also be aware to look into that matter, to look into their behavior of their children very, very closely, and they should intimate the teacher without any hesitation, so that both of them can work together for the overall development of the child. And by the way, we can 100% we can ensure a good mental health. And lastly, I will tell one thing, that keeping in mind the present context competitive world, very often what happens with the parents, we put unnecessary pressure upon our children. What we could not achieve in our life, we want that our children should achieve the same thing. Suppose I could not be a doctor, I will say, yes, you should be a doctor, you should appear such competitive examination, but without understanding the capacity of my child.
Right.
Same thing also happens in case of the schools also. I have seen many teachers, they also expect that their students will achieve very great things, but they rarely assess the capacity of their students.
Right.
That is why this is my sincere request. Don't put such unnecessary pressure upon the child. Let the child grow naturally. Because in that context, I just recall the statement given by Rousseau. Rousseau has once told that that treat the child as a child. If
Right.
you forward this order, you will produce forward fruits without ripeness.
Correct.
That means nowadays मैंगो कच्चा आम को हम तोड़ लेते हैं, कार्बाइड देते हैं, वो पक जाता है, वो थोड़ी टेस्टी होता है.
Right.
So इसीलिए let the child to grow naturally and be very much closely observe the child, be sensitive to the child for his development.
Correct.
And be considerate enough. I think that the mental health issues to a greater extent it can be minimized.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I think you have also given us such a beautiful examples and incidents too, which parents definitely gonna think about, that whatever today we had discussed on this particular topic about the students, peers, mental health and their well-being. You have given such a beautiful examples. So lastly, because the time is not allowing us to continue this session, but yes, we are left with very few minutes, and I would request Sankar Prasad sir just to conclude this entire conversation, whatever we had discussed till now on this topic. And since Sankar sir, we are discussing on this important topic, I want you to please help me to understand, and all our viewers, since we are discussing about mental health and well-being, what exactly National Education Policy 2020 and NCFSE 2023 says about?
Yes, thank you, Deepak ji. Everything has been discussed, but one thing we need to focus, that is our country has got a very beautiful document, is the vibrant policy, that is National Education Policy 2020. And after that, National Curriculum Framework for School Education 23, as well as National Curriculum Framework for Foundational Stage, it came in 2022. So in NEP 2020, as I have understood, it has emphasized on holistic development, which is the core of education. NEP 2020, it defines education as the development of whole child. The holistic development it talks about, like cognitive, emotional, social, ethical, physical domains. So there is mental, emotional, cognitive, everything, all aspects are important. So this document views mental health and well-being. Two things are important. As Dr. Jina Madam rightly told at the beginning, these two things are not separate. Mental health as well as well-being. It is the foundational for learning and lifelong growth. And in mental health in schools, it talks about how it recommends all schools to be safe, inclusive and supportive. And the supportive school environments are essential for what? For psychological safety and emotional well-being of all children. Accordingly, on recommendation of this document, the schools are now recruiting counselors and well-trained social workers. Those can ensure physical, psychological, emotional well-being of students. It's very important. Every school, accordingly, every school is expected to have a counseling and mental health support system. That is most vital part of every school. That is being done. And also this document recommended to reduce academic stress and exam pressure. And how The exam, it proposes flexible board exams, multiple opportunities, continuous assessment to ensure learning without fear, without any fear. Fear, pressure, less examination. Exam related anxiety, as Dr. Pani and Dr. Jina were telling, exam related anxiety is most dangerous. It creates frustration, ill mental health. We should not, as parents, as stakeholders of education system, stakeholders of education, we should not focus on that pressure. We should make the children free from all those pressures. And accordingly, this document also emphasized on teacher training for emotional support. In teacher training institutions, the teacher training institutions are expected to develop modules on students' mental health, socio-emotional learning, and guidance counseling cell must be there. So this has been suggested. In addition, when to implement NEP 2020, the NCERT has developed this document, National Curriculum Framework for School Education. Right. So NCERT has nicely elaborated and suggested that children well-being is integral to learning outcome. That a school must be a place where every child feels safe, cared for and joyful, where the learning contributes to the well-being of the child and the community. It emphasized on emotional, mental and social development, and it is being integrated in our curriculum. After the framework, the textbooks are being developed. Many textbooks are there, and all those textbooks, new era textbooks, they have emphasized to reduce the examination anxiety. Their content load is less. We have emphasized on activities, learning with fun, learning with activity. All those things are there. NCERT introduces another part. I am telling, it is Panchakosha framework. What is that? Now it emphasizes on Sharirik Vikas, Pranic Vikas, energy part, and Mansik Vikas, emotional development, and Bodhik Vikas, and Chaitasic Vikas, spiritual aspect, Anandamaya Kosha. All those 5 aspects are important. No aspect is neglected in the NCERT. That we need a holistic development of child. And another beautiful aspect I am just telling, that is a school, there is a part that in the NCERT, school culture and process. What should be the culture and process? It is a new terminology. What should be the culture? What should be the process? What should be the ecosystem in the school? Everything has been recommended. That schools must ensure first emotional safety, mutual respect, care, trust-based teacher-student relationship, teacher-teacher relationship. If the teachers are fighting each other, if the headmaster and teacher fighting is there, if the students are fighting with each other, then that will create a mental pressure. That will affect definitely. So in that case, integrate guidance and counseling in schooling system, and peer support. How to enhance peer support, reflection, how to make the learning joyful, everything is emphasized in the document in NCERT. Guidance counseling is important part in school culture and process. Teacher and teacher, not only is student mental health, teachers mental health also is equally important. If the teachers are not having well mental health, good mental health, that will also affect the mental health of children. So all those aspects are emphasized, including life skills, as Professor Pani was telling. So everything as it is there in the document, NEP 2020 and NCERT. Many government initiatives are there policies are there, frameworks are there, and textbooks are being developed. NCERT has developed the textbooks, new era textbooks. Only part is implementation. Only document is not enough. Enough is that when it will be implemented. The teachers are the most important pillars in educational institute. School heads are important institute. So, and parents, there will be linkage with the community. As Dr. Pani was telling, parents' role is important. In the Regional Institute of Education, recently we had a meeting with grandparents, and there was an orientation program with the grandparents and the children. Their role, they are the legacy, they are the carriers of legacy. So that is important. So all those documents, they emphasize on peer relationship, mental health, and everything.
I think,
This
sir,
is my submission.
today we had a very, very meaningful discussion and conversation on today's topic. And obviously, if the viewers, if you're watching this live and you had joined us late, don't worry, you can watch this session back once again on our official YouTube channel. What I had understood after this amazing, fruitful and meaningful conversation, that yes, mental health and well-being it is very important. If your child acts, if he speaks anything, if he thinks anything, it's all connected to somehow mental health. So give your child little liberty, try to be friends with them, try to have a little conversation with your child, and definitely give him some more moral teachings as well. Definitely your child will become success, and his mental health and well-being definitely will be positive. So I think now the time is not allowing us to continue this session. We had an amazing and meaningful discussion today on this topic. Individually, I would like to thank once again to all the members who joined us today. First of all, Professor Sankar Prasad, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, Deepak ji, for giving this opportunity, and thanks to NCERT and the Regional Institute of Education to have this platform, and so that I could share my experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to Gina KG ma'am as well. Thank you so much, Gina ma'am.
Thank you so much. It is very really nice to be with you all. And Deepak ji, to you also, very nicely you have done your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Sesavida, sir, thank you so much. You had given such beautiful examples.
Thank you, Deepak ji, and thank you, NCERT, for giving such a nice experience and listening to all.
Thank you, sir. And last but not the least, Miss Sagrika Mishra, ma'am, thank you. We need such counselors like you in our society.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Actually, I feel very, very excited and to be a part of this group. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much once again, everyone. So now just please allow me to wrap up this entire session of Paricharcha. We had a meaningful conversation. Yes, so understand your child and help him to try and develop his positive mental health and well-being. So this is me, Deepak Mishra, now wrapping up the session. But before that, an important announcement for the students of class 4 and 7. Yes, the new textbooks are available now online on Flipkart and Amazon. You can go ahead and purchase them. And you can also purchase them on our official website of NCERT website. You can purchase the textbooks. And before closing the session, let's have a quick look on the upcoming session. What all session you will be watching on today on PM eVidya channels. So after some time at 4 p.m, there will be a 1-hour training online session. At 5 p.m, you will be watching same Sahyog session, part of Manodarpan. And lastly, at 5:30 p.m, there will be a NEPA session where we will be discussing one headmaster about his efforts, about his struggle, how he managed to improve and develop his school. So now please allow me, this is me, Deepak Mishra, wrapping up this session with the commitment. We will come back once again with another session, another guest. We will be discussing a lot of things and understanding the things. So till the time, take care of yourself, keep smiling, keep learning, and keep watching PM eVidya channels. Namaskar.